Got one last person to call up here who some of you probably know. He's a real radio talent, unlike
he gets paid is what he's saying.
Yeah.
He gets paid.
He is the host of A Daybreak Alberta, which you probably hear on the CBC on Saturday and Sunday mornings. He's hosted comedians, or he's interviewed comedians like Russell Peters and
he wouldn't come on our show.
Eddie Izzard wouldn't come on our show, and now he's gonna have a little chat here with Donovan, I think. So, Russell Bowers, come on up, buddy.
Russell Bowers.
I have to say I'm a bit nervous because as I work for the CBC, I'm not used to talking to this many people. But nice to see you out just the same. I don't know if you heard, but Donovan Deschner has released a CD. And so we thought, as part of the radio show tonight, we'd do a little sit-down interview with the man in question. Now, if you were to ask other performers about Donovan Deschner, you'd hear things like, from Eddie Izzard, he follows me on Twitter. David Copperfield said, who? I thought we were talking about me. And the amazing Kreskin once said to Donovan, now, Donovan, we never met before. We've prearranged nothing. Donovan, if you don't know, he's a magician, a comedian, a psychic. He previously was the color blue. He is many things. Mostly, he was available for tonight. We thought about having Jeb Fink for this interview, booked. Kevin Stobo, booked. Marcus Beaubier, booked with charges pending. So many comedians doing other things, but no, not Donovan. He was available tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, here he is with the new CD, I'll Regret This. Please welcome to the stage, Donovan Deschner.
Thank you so much.
Now, Donovan.
Yes.
The new CD.
Yes.
Expertly put together.
Yeah, slightly self-serving, Mr. Bowers.
Yes.
He was the editor. Yeah.
The CD is 23 minutes long.
Yes.
For a man so tall, why a CD so short?
It's a wonderful question, Russell. Well, actually, it's your fault. Completely and totally. We recorded over like 4 nights at Yuck Yucks Calgary, and I probably gave you 35 or over 30 of material. But you took out all of the bad stuff and left in the good stuff, essentially. You took out all the pregnant pauses, all of the weird looks, the stuff that wouldn't make sense, on CD, and it got kind of shrunk down. The first time I heard it, I was like, I was kind of hoping for the 30 minutes. But I like it now because it is kind of tight and quick, and I think I know what you were going for.
Well, I think we've had a lot of fun over the course of, 4 nights we were recording this?
4 nights, yeah.
And
3 nights, 4 shows.
3 nights, 4 shows. Tell your friends.
That's an important differentiation. I don't know why I bought it.
Now, this is your first CD,
yes.
But clearly not your first show. So take me back to your earliest shows. What do you remember about the first time you were on stage?
My earliest show, I was it was as a magician, a 10-year-old dork. My God. And, it was an outdoor show for the local magic club, dorkier, and there's still a photo of this somewhere, and if anybody has it, please destroy it because it's going to come back in the worst possible way. My chosen costume, like what I put together for this, was a pair of jean shorts, not like cutoffs, but they were like hemmed, so jean shorts, a T-shirt with like a cartoon.
Hang on a second. Jean shorts.
Jean shorts, yes.
Get that picture in your memory.
I'm not gay, Mom. Yeah, that's really... jean shorts, a T-shirt with a cartoon duck about to hit like a computer with a big mallet, and some crappy slogan like, hit any key to continue, or something. And to cap it all off, the piece de resistance is the Garth Brooks tour cap that I wore on my head for my first and pretty much only concert ever that I went to.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing nobody told me to just stop. Just no, it's not going to happen for you.
Well, they figured, he started with Magic Hill, eventually turned to comedy.
Yeah. With that outfit.
Now,
yes.
here's the thing. When I talk to a lot of comedians, the big thing, of course, is the travel.
Yes.
Right? And I've heard from you several times about, these long road trips, icy roads, all kinds of treachery.
Yeah.
What's the best near-death experience you've had on the road?
Best near-death was actually my first ever road trip with Yuck Yucks. I was going out with our booker, who's an older guy, big gravelly voice, and he is... everybody has an impression of him. There's always something like... Before I was in comedy, I had an impression of like an agent and a booker, and it was always like, hey, we found someone funnier. Turns out I was doing an impression of him. I discovered that. But we're on the road for the first time. He's never met me before. And we're driving along, and it's treacherous up to Grand Prairie, and there's black ice. But he leans out to like knock ice off the blade, as you do, wiper blade. And at that moment, we hit a patch of black ice, and we swerve wildly, and he kind of maintains control. Then there's a pause for a second. After the pause, he says, I'm not afraid to die. That should have been on the rider, really. The driver has a death wish. That would have been good to know.
Yeah. But now, the driving is one thing. The eating is quite another. You must have the swankiest meals when you're on the road.
Yes. Swanky and shitty. Never, ever have turducken. We're coming up to the season of it. I know this. It sounds delicious. A duck shoved in a turkey, shoved in a chicken, or some combination of unholiness. Literally, you are going to get one Pepto-Bismol symptom for every animal. And there is no guarantee which one you will get. And what's worse is because this was in Regina, and I had it on the Friday night, and then I had to drive to Tisdale, which is actually the home of Brent Butt, the land of rape and honey, as they call it. Or as I call it the land of emotional scars and cavities. So I'm on the way up, and I have 2, 3. I have...
Oh, I get it. You reversed it.
Yeah, exactly. I had 3 symptoms. I had to do a show that night, dehydrated. They don't know this, but I clogged that toilet twice at the venue. Yeah. Imagine my relief when I came back and somebody had fixed it. Oh, thank God. And then I had to drive back and get on a plane. And that was also one of the big snowstorms in Calgary. So when I got back, dehydrated and awful, I had to shovel a parking spot for my car before I could go in and drink apple juice and rehydrate.
Nice.
I know. That kind of petered off there. I should have ended it on one of the laughs.
Oh, the part where you blocked up the toilet?
The part where I blocked up the toilet. That's
just do it again.
Toilet humor. And I blocked up the toilet twice. Imagine my relief when I went back and somebody had fixed it. Edit that, Evan, would you? Could you?
You're listening to CJSW.
That's what we did to the album, too. Just cut the shit out of it. It's just... Thanks.
We thought about calling it "We'll Fix It in Post" at one point, but but now, Donovan, it's been alluded to here this evening. It's the elephant in the room. You're young.
Yes.
Young and oh so vulnerable. I mean, a lovely jacket, lovely little boutonniere there.
Thank you. That's from my stylist, actually. She brought it.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice work.
Yeah. She didn't do this today, so that's not her fault. But that's her.
Bit of class to the joint. You gotta like it.
Yeah, I like it.
But now, for someone who doesn't seem to have a rebellious streak, you're a man. I'm sensing skeletons, and I'm sensing a closet. Is
that a question? You do this for a living?
Well, for some guests, yes.
Oh, okay.
If they're willing.
Lead-in. I see.
Okay, so I mean, where's the rebel Donovan?
There has been some minor crimes, usually brought about either for the sake of a card trick, where I vandalized an alley in Coquitlam and was almost arrested, and for a trick that didn't work. I had bombed horribly. And the other time is basically anything that my buddy Steve, my best friend, will initiate. he wants to like lay claim to this as his story, but if it wasn't for me, he would have been arrested for this. We stole his girlfriend's trampoline out of her backyard in the middle of the night without getting busted, thankfully. Otherwise, it's not much of a story. And then returned it to them on the driveway as her dad was mowing the lawn the next day. So he went and did like a thing at the front, and he went down to the back, and then we had it back by the time he came back around to show up.
So you stole a trampoline from someone you know.
Yes.
That's rebellious.
That's as rebellious.
Okay. Just wanted to check there.
As I get. I vandalized a thing.
What? You wrote, I took this, Donovan?
I shouldn't have been snippy with you earlier. Now you're going to hand my ass to me. Shit. No, well, the vandalism was for this card trick. I'll tell you what we were going to do. A buddy of mine's a videographer, so he has a really great wireless microphone, so we hid it under his clothes. Then he was up on like the 10th floor of a hotel, and I was downstairs on the alley with a balcony overlooking it with a can of spray paint. And I could hear them pick the card, and they're like, oh, it's the 10 of hearts. So I run out, and I put 10 of hearts in big letters on the concrete, and then I hide again. So he brings everybody out, but what had happened was I bought orange spray paint, and it was orange light. And color theory, if you know about it at the stage, nobody could see the fucking thing. So literally, I now hear them all coming out going, what is this guy on crack? And then I hear him ranting at me, like, Donovan, you think this is fucking funny? I'm going to kill you. What the hell are you doing? Meanwhile, I can see it because I'm so close to it. And then red, white, and blue at the end of the alley, and I had to like make a getaway after testing it in some other places. Is that better?
That's marginally better, yeah.
Okay, I'll work on it for next CD.
No problem.
Yeah, I'll go for a minor felony.
Now, of course, as someone who is so dedicated to the craft, as I know you are, in all seriousness, one of the things that you've been doing is helping out some of the amateurs around town with through some courses at the Yuck Yuck show. Now, how did that all start?
We did that this summer. They were going to shut down the amateur program to develop new talent. So myself and Marcus Bobier, who is he here yet? That's a shame. We teamed up and ran some workshops, mostly because we were tired of hearing their shitty jokes. So we figured we should help get them better and faster. And you need that sort of fresh blood in the industry coming in and getting better fast so that you can move up. Somebody can take your jobs and you can get the better jobs and keep moving up the ladder.
Do you remember the first time you got on a stage, or what prompted you to get into the performance side?
I was in a Garth Brooks hat
and
jean shorts.
Any sort of high school drama? Or?
Shaking. I was in high school drama. I did all the major productions there just to add to the geekiness of it all. And actually, the one-man show that a couple people have alluded to, Corey and I think Laurie did as well. 2 songs. That was fantastic for me. I actually reunited with my high school teacher. She's since retired and kind of done the professional directing thing, and so she kind of was like the blending of 2 worlds, because I got into comedy after high school, obviously, and then they kind of came together for Egolution.
Now, Egolution is this sort of one-man stage show.
Yes.
That you did a little while ago. I saw it. It was fantastic.
Yeah, that's me. Thank you. With Corey Max, her one-woman show,
yes.
Goose Queen of Kindersley.
Absolutely. And but now, doing the theater side of things, I'm just wondering, like, how, has it helped you, or do you think it'll help you in terms of your own stand-up?
I think without that show, this CD wouldn't exist. So thank you, Egolution. Because like up until that point, my show was pretty kind of scattered, but that was the first time that it kind of had an arc. And it was actually heavily inspired by Eddie Izzard. We went to see his show in May, just before my show launched, and I stole everything. It was really easy to do. He had this great arc. Basically, his show was like 2.5 hours of just an argument for his spiritual viewpoint, which is what he calls spiritual atheism. Atheism, that's the word. And it was just 2.5 hours of that, and it all kind of tied into that central theme. So that's something I tried for on this album as well, is that kind of central premise and arc.
Now, there's someone here tonight who I know has played a big role in your life.
Yes.
And she's been a big inspiration in the making of this CD.
That is true.
Tell me about her.
Well, big inspiration generally for me, actually. I think in this career, everybody needs to have a fan. And I have one unconditional fan. I'm sure that for her, my shit does not stink. Even in a little bit. And actually, the reason that nobody's got a CD yet, everybody in here gets one on your way out the door, by the way. As well as some other cool stuff, which you'll get. You're going to get tickets to Yuck Yucks, tickets to Comedy Monday Night. Chris Nanneroni threw in his DVD trying to one-up me. And he offered, and I accepted. And you get my CD. Ian will be giving those out on the way out the door there. But I actually dedicated this album to someone. And